Hello friends, long time no see. Thank you for clicking on this video. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've had a bit of a chit chat. I was at the Bushcraft show back in August, and then I did the Sudbury to Sea, the canoe trip weekend with my son. And I've released a few little videos in between, and but it's been a while since I've had a bit of a chat, so I thought I'd drop in and have a bit of a chat, and continue this very fine Stan album, Lost for Words. We're on track number 5, I believe, which is Lullaby from the Drive. I wanted to write a jazz song, a 3/4 jazz song, 3/4 time jazz song. So that's where this one came from. And I remember putting pen to paper, thinking I want to do the tune and the lyrics and everything on this one. But typical me, which is pretty much why Neil and I worked well together, because he was a very good lyricist and he was like a walking dictionary. But I wanted to write a song, the lyrics as well. So I wrote about writing a song. And Lullaby from the Drive, it's a lullaby, it's a lullaby. It's a lullaby jazz song. And from the drive, he lived on. What road was it called? Something Drive. I can't remember what it was now. Neil, I can't remember where you lived, but it was something Drive. So Lullaby from the Drive is where the title came from. And in there it goes, let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Lullaby from the Drive. Oceans away. Autumn leaves from the trees. Dooby-da-doo. I sing this dooby-da-doo. I think at the time I couldn't think of a lyric, so I just went dooby-da-doo, and it kind of stuck, really. I guess back in the day, 15 years ago, it would have had a secret meaning, but I'm not sure what. Dooby-da-doo, colours of blue, dooby-da-doo, just me and you. With words of emotions and stories to tell, combining, reciting those dooby-da-doos. And then the chorus, where does it come from and how will it end? Who knows the answer? Just me and my friend. Pretty self-explanatory. A place with a start and an end and a middle. A song's got a start and an end and sometimes a middle, right? And sometimes a giggle. And we used to have quite a giggle when we was writing songs. Probably due to the amount of stuff we used to drink. No rules to be followed and pleasing ourselves. Well, there are no rules really when you're writing songs, are there? It's entirely up to you, really, to please yourself. Inviting you in, the audience, inviting you in for those dooby-da-doos. Where does it come from? And how will it end? Who knows the answer? Just me and my friend. So it's 2 verse, 2 chorus, and then we had this. I mentioned it previously on Lost for Words, where we had. What was his name? Blake EARIE. Where we had Blake EARIE rap from Detroit, and prior to that, a guy called ERIKSON from Detroit. He heard this song and he wanted to rap over this originally. ERIKSON rapped over this one. Blake EARIE rapped over Lost for Words. So it was the whole song, the whole thing that I kind of explained before, where I wasn't too sure about letting someone rap over our tune, especially this jazz tune. So yeah, Neil and I had a bit of a chat about it, and he said, what we got to lose. So he kind of twisted my arm. Said, okay, let's send it away. Let Leaf rap over it in his studio in Detroit. Then he sent it back to us MP3. And you know, we'd got the song down, and there was a nice middle 8-bit just right for this rap to kind of slip in, really. And I went round to Neil's like following Sunday, and he'd put this rap in like in the middle, and I was pleasantly surprised. Leaf, you'd done a great job. And he came up with these lyrics: relax, relate, release, I am in inner peace. Nature takes its course, I'm free, flying high above ground. As the sound of the season play the soundtrack for my life. Unite mind, body and soul, thanks for the memories. Run through my head, seems to be the day of my youth. Till the age of innocence, the proof is in the music we produce. Then that goes straight into the chorus again, do-be-da-do, blah blah blah. Yeah, so what else we got? I've made a couple of notes here because my memory's terrible. The rap from Detroit. From that song, which was on MySpace. I think it got to number 1 for a few weeks. We actually got into the Hearts and Essex local rag. You know, we had a little black and white photo took, and got a little interview, and then we actually got onto local Cambridge radio, which was a bit of fun. I remember Neil and I driving up there thinking, you know, we've made it, we've made the big time, you know, I'll be able to hang up my welding boots and be a true Beatle, you know. And we had a bit of a giggle in the radio studio, and yeah, I've got that recording somewhere. I'll have to dig it out and tag it onto the end of this album at some point or something. But yeah, it was a bit of fun. Unfortunately, we never really got anywhere else after that. So I carried on working, but all good fun. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for this song. Hope you enjoy it, and yeah, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.
Lullaby from the drive, oceans away. Autumn leaves from the trees, do-be-da-do. Colors of blue, do-be-da-do. Just me and you, with words of emotions and stories to tell, combining, reciting those.
inner peace. Nature takes its course, I'm free, flying high above ground as the sounds of the season play the soundtrack for life unites mind, body, and soul. Thanks for the memories run through my head. Seems to be the days of my youth, the age of innocence. The proof is in the music we produce.
Colors of blue, doo-be-da-doo, just me and you, doo-be-da-doo, it's me and my friend, doo-be-da-doo, we'll call this the end.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to two gentlemen who sort of just sort of beaver away in the background and have sort of formed alliances and just connected with different musicians on the internet. And they're from Hertfordshire. They're called Tim and Neil. We'll be meeting them in just a little while.
On BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
This is Sue Marchant.
Well, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be on the yacht, you could be in the shed, you could be sorting the chickens out. We're still looking for chickens, of course. If you've got any, give us a call, 0845 30 50 007. You could be doing whatever. You could have just managed to get the awning up on the caravan and could be going there, oh, give me a beer, somebody. Or you could just be relaxing at home. But let me play you a song now which has a familiar voice on it, and that is Maria Danes, who has been in the show before, several times. Maria, a great vocalist. Now, this is a song called The Lounge Lizard, and it is the work of Stan. So we'll start here, and then I'll introduce you to Stan, or Tim and Neil, as they're collectively known. Or is it the other way round? I think so.
Watch him slide among the tables. He's just looking for a ride, a touch that's faded in the daylight, still whilst the ladies in the night. Tonight he'll be a big producer, 1,000 seats just off Broadway.
With Maria Danes on vocals, but actually written by Stan, who are Tim and Neil.
Hello.
Hello. How did you manage to call yourself Stan?
Well, being Tim Smith and Neil Archer, if you take our initials and turn them backwards, then you get Stan. And it's short and it's easy to remember, so...
Exactly. Yeah. I should always think of when I look at my dog now, I should always think of you two, because he's a tiny dog. So that takes it easier.
Well, I've got a border terrier, so when I look at her, I'll think of you.
Thank you. What's her name?
Her name is Maggie.
Maggie?
Yeah, if I say Maggie too much, she'll run to the front door and think I'm home.
Oh, bless her.
When I was in Detroit, I phoned my wife and actually got her to put the phone by the dog's ear. And I called out Maggie, and she thought I'd come home, and she ran to the door.
Oh, dogs are like that, aren't they? Tim, have you got any pets?
2 cats.
2 cats.
Yes.
Who
Maisie
are?
and Moo Moo.
Maisie and Moo Moo.
Yeah.
Love it. We love people with their mad animals because everybody's got them. You see, we're a big family of pets and people.
Yeah, good.
That's what we are, and you know, slightly exciting motor cars in some respects when they go. And well covered by the AA and other motoring organisations.
Yeah.
Talking motoring organisations, we'll see what's happening on the roads. Now, just to set a picture, you two are both from Bishop Stortford area, aren't you? Sort of
More or less,
a
yeah.
Hearts Essex sort of crossover then.
Yeah.
And you kind of have beavered away in the background because it's great to have Maria singing one of your songs. It must be.
Yeah, well, one of the great things about being on the internet and MySpace is that you make a lot of friends that you probably would never meet under any other circumstances, and
Yeah.
Maria was one of those. And I've actually taken the trouble with friends that I've made on the internet to actually go and meet them face to face.
Wow, how brave are you?
Which has included going to Detroit, as I've mentioned to you
Wow.
before. So I met Maria, and we got on very well. And I love her band. I mean,
Yeah, she's great.
And Paul is a great guitarist.
Oh, yeah.
They're my favourite band at the moment. And yeah, and it came from that really. I sung the song originally very badly, and everybody was telling me it was awful. So when Maria said to me, could she sing it? I said, yes, please. You get me out of a hole.
How lovely. What a great friend to have as well.
Absolutely.
All right, more in just a little while. The story is building. Lovely Lulu hyphen Rara Mama, whew, yeah, has the latest with the roads.
It's growing.
Yeah.
If you're heading onto the roads now, the M25 clockwise, we've got the exit slip road closed onto the M11. It's the southbound one that's closed due to an overturned lorry. Now, it doesn't seem to be causing too many problems to traffic at the moment, and recovery is underway. Cliftonville Road in Northampton, still home to temporary traffic lights causing a lot of hassle. Greenstead Road both ways in Colchester remains closed. There's been an accident between St Andrews Avenue and Hyde Station Road, so the road is going to stay closed. It's just outside the Tesco supermarket there. Hartman Road in Great Yarmouth, they're still shoring up that building just by the power station between South Dens Road and South Beach Parade, so as a result it's going to stay closed until sometime tomorrow, but it's not causing any problems to traffic at the moment, and it generally hasn't done for the past couple of days. That's the latest. I'm Louise Rundle.
This is BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
Steve Marchant with you through till 10. Of course, Ern and Vern here a little later, and we'll have a natter to them in due course. But for the time being, we've met Stan, or Tim, and Neil. Tim, how did you meet Stan? Was that on the internet?
No, that was at Bishop Stortford football match, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, a friend of mine introduced me to him, and
It's in the early doors, wasn't it, in Chesterfield?
yeah, that's right, Mansfield.
Mansfield, sorry.
In Mansfield,
Yeah,
so you're a
Mansfield,
football supporter?
Well, I've been to a few games at Stortford,
Right, okay.
and my friend told me that he'd got a studio, and that's how we met. We went from there.
All right, so it's musicians, you see, they just sort of gather together, don't they? Oh, we've got a studio, ooh.
Yeah.
Be friends, right. Talking of football, apparently it's Holland 3, France 1 at the moment. Thank you very much, John of Essex. Steve will be keeping, or if it's changed at all, do let us know, would you? Okay, so what do you play then, Tim?
All sorts, really.
Yeah.
Guitar, bass, drums.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
A few keys.
All right, so Neil, he must have been a dream come true then for you to meet somebody who had an
Absolutely,
interest.
yeah.
So what do you play as well?
I play guitar occasionally, a little bit of keyboards, mainly Hammond organ, dobro, which is a form of guitar.
Yeah.
A little bit of uke,
Yeah.
bit of harmonica.
Hammer and spanner.
Hammer and spanner, yeah, no spoons.
And how long ago did you meet?
Oh, it was about 3 years ago, was it? 4 years ago.
2004. Yeah.
What's that, 4 years ago then, yeah?
You've had a bit of success with your music together.
We have. We've been playlisted on Pulse and played on various, what's the word?
Internet.
Commercial stations.
Yeah.
As opposed to the BBC. We've had number ones on SoundClick, the SoundClick site on
Number one
the
on
internet.
SoundClick, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
number one was the Lullaby from the Drive.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether you want to play that
Yeah,
next.
we will play. Yeah, let's play that.
There's an interesting story about Lullaby.
Yeah,
'cause
tell us this.
Well, Lullaby is a song which is in 3/4 time. It's a waltz. It's a jazz waltz, and we decided to put a rap in it, which is quite unusual, I would imagine. And that came about because a guy called ERIKSON contacted us via MySpace and said that he'd like to do something with us. So I kind of called his bluff on it and sent him the track, and about 2 months later he actually came up with his rap, and it fits absolutely perfectly. And
So, were you interested in rap at the time?
I can't say I'm a great rap fan. I mean, my daughter's a rap fanatics, but
Yeah.
it's not something that I would listen to a lot. But I just thought that it was such a laid-back, jazzy piece of music that a rap would fit extremely well in it, and it does.
And when you say Leif Erikson,
Yeah.
I instantly think, was it the High Chaparral? Was he in it?
Well, I think Leif Erikson originally was a Scandinavian explorer, wasn't he?
Was he? Well, who was the other? Who was the guy who was in the, who was the guy who was in the Irish Talk
I
about
don't know.
random. Anyway, Lullaby from the Drive.
So, Lullaby from the Drive, yeah.
Okay, let's hear
it's
it.
Tim's song. Tim wrote it.
Timmy wrote
Tim
this.
sings it.
I think I'm singing as well.
You're
Tim
singing
sings
as
it.
well. Okay, so you sing as well.
Well, not very.
You see, it's almost like we're in a kitchen here, and there's things that come out the cupboard and, you know, get
Yeah.
tipped in and stirred round, and suddenly there you are. How many albums have you made?
Three.
3.
Nearly
Yeah,
four.
we're on to the fourth now.
And you're on to the 4th.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear Lullaby from the Drive. What was the sort of first inspiration behind it, first of all?
Well, I've always liked jazz. I've always wanted to try and write a jazz song, which is difficult, I think. And that's where it really started.
Yeah, the lyrics are really about us, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
Making music.
Going
The
into the
Drive-
recording studio and
The Drive is where I live.
Yep.
And I think I pinched the lullaby from...
Broadway.
Lullaby from... yeah, well, there you go, you see.
but it is a lullaby.
All right, okay, so we're at the mixing bowl stage now. Let's hear Lullaby from the Drive from Stan.
Lullaby from the drive, oceans away. Autumn leaves from the trees, doo-be-da-doo. Colors of blue, doo-be-da-doo. Just me and you, with words of emotions and stories to tell, combining, reciting those doo-be-da-doos. Where does it come from, and how will it end? And who knows the answer? Just me and my friend. A place with a start and an end and a middle, and sometimes a giggle with those doo-be-da-doos. No rules to be followed, and pleasing ourselves, inviting you in for those doo-be-da-doos. And where does it come from, and how will it end? And who knows the answer? Just me and my friend. And where does it come from, and how will it end? Who knows the answer? Just me and my friend.
Relax, relate, release. I'm in inner peace. Nature takes its course. I'm free, flying high above ground as the sounds of the season play the soundtrack for life unites mind, body, and soul. Thanks for the memories run through my head. Seems to be the days of my youth, the age of innocence. The proof is in the music we produce.
Doo-be-da-doo, colors of blue. Doo-be-da-doo, just me and you. Doo-be-da-doo, it's me and my friend. Doo-be-da-doo, we'll call this the end.
Lullaby from the Drive, and from Stan with what's his lovely name again? Leif Erikson.
Erikson.
Leif Erikson. He's
Yeah.
from Detroit, and you
He
met
is
him
from
on
Detroit.
it and just did that bit. So did you go? Did he come over and record it? Or did you record it over
No,
there?
we
or
did it
you
via.
just
We sent him an
put a file?
MP3,
Yeah.
and he recorded his part on one track.
Yeah.
So he sent that back to me in MP3 form. I converted it into a WAV, stuck it on my recorder, and then had to slot it in into the song.
Yeah. So essentially, then you're songwriters, really, aren't you?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what you set out to do in a way.
Yeah.
Or did you? Did you think that things would go where they're going now? I mean, you know, to have a sort of #1 download is a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but I mean, when we met, I said to Tim, I've got the gear to record, and he didn't at the time. He has now, but he didn't at the time. And I said, well, we'll make a CD, and that was kind of the first thing. It was just the first step, if you like, was to make one CD, which we did. We got one done.
You'd already got
which
a
was a load of stuff.
songs,
It was a load of songs that I'd already written.
I just played bass
Tim
on
played
it.
bass on those, but you wrote one, didn't you? You wrote Similitude. And I stuck some lyrics to it, and it started off from there. And then the second album, you wrote virtually all the music, and I wrote pretty much all the lyrics.
So that's great. So that works nicely then.
Yeah.
Do you ever argue about bits of music or lyrics between each other? You get on well?
No, we never.
No, I think we actually have pretty similar views on what we believe we should be doing. I mean, things like we neither of us like solos. I mean, we don't have long guitar and keyboard noodling things in our tracks, and we have very similar influences. 60s R&B.
Yeah.
Although with me it was I was in the 60s, so it was the real thing. But with Tim, it was probably the derivatives of the 60s R&B, Weller and people like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Neil, what's your
Yes.
background then? You know,
I
what
was a
bands
bank
you-
manager.
You're a bank manager.
Well, building society. I worked for the Abbey National for 34 years.
Did you?
Man and boy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Nearly killed me.
no,
Two nervous breakdowns I had.
And doing your music sort of here and there.
Yeah, obviously that was a hobby.
Yeah.
Now I'm retired now, so I can do it full time.
Wow. So when you were were you in a band sort of locally in the way back then?
I was in a couple of odd things that never really worked out. Most of the time I played on my own, and I always wanted to create full arrangements. So to do that, you need multi-tracking, which I eventually was able to afford. And I started off with a very small little 4-track, reel-to-reel tape, and progressed from there.
So when people were sort of waiting for the mortgage decisions and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you were sort of doing a few.
Oh, I would sing them a song. No, I didn't.
That's what really takes too long.
I
Because
think, like most songwriters, I'm incredibly shy, actually. I hate singing in public.
oh, bless
I don't
you.
mind. I mean, if you do a gig, I had done a gig. If you do a gig, it's a bit different because you've got to kind of there's almost a barrier between you and the audience. You know, the lights and everything.
Yeah.
And you can actually divorce yourself from the audience in a sense. But I can't singing to somebody face to face. I can't do it.
All right. Well, you've written. Yes. Let's go to Lost for Words now,
Okay.
because it's quite amazing that you two have sort of fused together. I mean, there's an age difference between you, isn't there? Because
Yeah.
it's like, you.
Well, on this track, I mean, we've also got a guy called Blake EARIE. Very clever name, by the way.
Blake EARIE.
Blake EARIE. Lake Erie.
Another good name.
Lake
Yeah.
Erie is one of the major lakes in America, as you probably know, quite close to Detroit. So he
Right.
just put a B on the beginning. Clever name.
Yeah.
Blake Erie, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, he's 22, 23.
Yeah.
Tim's 30,
35.
and I'm 50.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Doesn't
So
matter.
about 3
Age
generations on this track.
Age doesn't matter. Okay. Lost for Words. Here comes Stan and Lost for Words.
I'm feeling dizzy and my mind's in a whirl. I'm lost for words, I'm lost for words. What can I say when I'm feeling this way? I can't articulate, I just can't think straight. I'm lost for words, I'm lost for words. What can I say when I'm feeling this way? Need inspiration and I need it right now. I'm lost for words, I'm lost for words. What can I say when I'm feeling this way?
Can't get the words out. What am I to say? I just can't get it out. My mind is so cloudy. My thoughts are at a standstill here without me. Love is taking over. Heartbreak is the hostage. I'm surrounded surrounded by lies. Truth's the imposter, it's preposterous. My feelings seem to control me. Thoughts stop at my palate, my mouth won't let me grab at it. Inside I know that there are words I can say. This predicament makes me feel like I'm on display. I'm struggling to capture the right way to tell you. I can't even write letters, there's nothing I can melt. It's sickening to know that you got me this tongue-tied. You in for a long ride, waiting for what's inside. Nothing else could be so complicated yet simple. To communicate with you, I need at least a pencil. Take a notebook and get a couple of paragraphs off. My words, man, I'm at a loss.
Stan and Lost for Words with the help from Blake EARIE.
Blake EARIE.
Blake EARIE.
Yeah.
How interesting. He's one of the few rappers that I can actually understand. And I think you were saying, as we were chatting off air, that, you know, he's from Detroit. How old is he?
22, 23.
22, 23. And you actually went across and met him.
I did. Took him out for a pizza.
Yeah. And how did you get on?
We got on extremely well. I say one of the great things about music is it crosses all boundaries. It crosses boundaries of colour or race. It crosses age, cultural differences.
Yeah.
And we would never have been able to do that without the internet. I mean, that's one thing that's really opened everything up for everybody. I mean, there's so much talent. I'm not impressed with chart music. I never listen to it anymore. I virtually only listen to people on the internet now.
Do you? Really?
Yeah, seriously.
What about you, Tim?
Well, I still like, you know, Weller and Supergrass and Beatles, obviously, and but I'm not a great lover of chart music either, to be honest.
The thing is, though, I mean, chart music is changing the whole time, and I don't think we really think chart music anymore. We were brought up to kind of think about that in a way. I suppose popular music is a much nicer word because it's what's popular with you. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be measured in any way, because if you have your own thing that's popular with you, then it belongs to you a little bit more, and you can share it with people on a personal level. If they don't like it, you know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Are you a download person then, or are you a CD person, Tim?
CD person.
A CD person.
Yes.
I was a CD person.
A CD
apart
person.
from the fact that I don't buy any anymore.
You don't buy any more? No, you get
I
more.
listen to stuff on the internet.
You listen to stuff on the internet.
But I like CDs because you get the artwork.
Of course. Lost for Words is a CD. Is how can people get hold of something like this? Because that track there, Lost for Words, was really almost the opening of a film, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like Man from Bishop Stortford goes to Detroit, you know, because he's met somebody, and then you have this fusion. What a great film story that is as well. Crikey, we got everything here tonight. Now, Tim, you were saying that. I know I've got to ask you your music, because it's so broad. if it was a flavour or a day or night of the week,
Yeah.
which one would it be, or what flavour would it be? I mean, Sadie Jim, it was chocolate.
It'd be chocolate on a Friday night.
Chocolate on a Friday night. Yeah, have chocolate every day, don't
You
they?
were asked that question.
Let's hear another tune now. This is called Revelation.
Revelation Summer 67.
Summer 67.
Yeah.
And inspiration for this?
It's a bit kinksy. It's about Carnaby Street and Hyde Park Corner and all the things that were happening in the 60s, miniskirts.
All that you were doing in the 60s,
All that I
is
was,
it?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. The only thing it mentions that I didn't have was a mini-moke.
All that I would like to have done.
Oh, that you would like to have done, yeah, that's interesting.
Everybody wants to live in the 60s.
Interesting fusion you have. Stan, that's who we're listening to. This is called Revelation. We'll be in a minute when it starts to play.
Watching all the birds down Carnaby Street in their mini skirts, looking kind of sweet. They like to flirt, knock you off your feet. It's 60s revelation sweeping out across our nation. Signs for peace, so I join the CND. This all a new world order, shout it out from Hyde Park Corner.
Stand and Revelation. This is it's quite bizarre because as songwriters you're writing across all kind of different genres and things, aren't you? What would you like to happen next as far as your music goes?
Not to get signed by a big label and be given a huge advance.
To write songs for their artists?
Well, to make our own albums is what I would like to do, I think.
Yeah.
But if other people wanted to do our stuff, then I'd be happy with that.
It's fine, it's difficult being just the two of us, you know.
Well, no, you've managed so far really quite well, haven't you?
to play an actual gig or
yes,
just ourselves.
Because you play all the things and record it in that way, yeah.
I mean, the only way we could do a gig is with pre-recorded backing tapes.
Yeah, that would
or
be the
hiring
same.
sort of 4 or 5 other people. And
Yeah.
neither
That
of
would
those
be
would really work.
That
Well,
would be
hiring other
good.
people wouldn't.